Fiverr's freelance
Let's go, let's go, let's go. Alrighty. Guys, I'm really grateful, first of all, and I'm actually really excited for this training. I actually cannot wait for us to take our businesses to the next level. We've been having some great leaderships over the last probably couple of hours and the last couple of days, and we have some amazing things in store for you guys. I'm honestly really grateful, and I'm really excited for what's to come. So guys, I'm going to be jumping on and giving my segment of this training. So you're going to have myself. You're also going to have ETL 1000's Jordan Williams, as well as Maylee. Okay, I'm going to be covering with you the introduction to Forex. Now, the reason I'm going to be covering this is because I know for some people, it might be a very sticky area, because some people might be confused, or some people might be still yet to begin, and some people might even just be on edge when it comes to getting started with Forex. So I'm simply going to be covering the basics so that every single person can take not just their businesses to the next level, but also their trading careers to the next level. Okay, so before I do that, I'm going to play a short video, and you're going to see why I play this video. I know some of you have already seen this. In fact, all of you should have seen this video already. Okay, but I'm simply going to play it again so that you guys can really pay attention this time. And this is where the difference is going to be. So guys, let's crack on. And just confirm with me if you guys can hear my screen.
Did you know that over $5 trillion a day is traded in the foreign exchange market? Did you know that there are currently 10 million people in the world that trade in Forex online? Did you know that 95% of retail traders lose money due to the lack of skill set, mindset, and knowledge? This is a significant problem in the largest financial market in the world. Introducing to you Arise Academy, an academy that was designed to teach you all the necessary skills to be part of the 5% of the profitable traders. But what is Forex? If you ever travel to a foreign country, you may have needed to exchange some money. If so, you've already participated in Forex trading. When currencies are exchanged, they have a certain price, which is known as the exchange rate. As in any market, the price of a currency is determined by the law of supply and demand. For example, if there are many people or companies that want to exchange euros to dollars, the price of the dollar will rise against the euro, so the exchange rate will change. Let's use an everyday example to explain how you can actually profit from this. Say you live in Europe and you went on holiday to the United States. Let's say you exchanged your 500 euros to US dollars at the rate of $1.4 for every euro. You now got 700 US dollars. Let's imagine now that you do not spend any money at all on your holiday. So you still have $700 after you come back. After the exchange rate has changed from $1.4 to $1.3 for each euro. Now, instead of just getting 500 euros back, you actually get 538.5 euros. You have gained 38.5 euros simply from holding your money in dollars while the exchange rate changed. This is essentially how you can trade in the Forex market. You can buy a certain amount of a currency, hold on to it whilst the exchange rate moves, then change it back, making money along the way. Now imagine learning these skills all from the comfort of your mobile phone or smart devices. Why Arise Academy? We will teach you the required mindset, how to decide when to buy and sell, how to understand currency movements, the different types of chart analysis, how foreign markets operate, the best strategies to enter into trades. Get easy to follow trade ideas for the markets sent directly to your phone. Video library which allows you to learn in your own time at your own pace. Live webinars from global experts and many more. We have created a unique and affordable way where you can profit from the largest financial market in the world. Find out more by visiting Arise Academy on your Next Arise website. It's time to rise with Arise Academy.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. So, let me just stop sharing my screen. Perfect. So let's get fired away. I'm really excited to be covering this segment. I'm honestly really grateful, and I'm really excited to share this with you. And so this is an introduction to Forex with Arise Academy, and you're going to be learning how I began to take the few steps in order for me to understand what I know today. Okay, this is an industry that generates well over $7 trillion on a daily basis. Now, it might have increased over the last couple of days, and who knows, it might even be 10 trillion on a daily basis on 5 days a week. But the most important thing to take out of this statement right here is the fact that we can actually make money on a daily basis. We're not limited to just making money from one way, but guess what? The money that we have saved, the money that we currently have in our bank account, we can now begin to reprocess our minds and start thinking our own bank, start thinking creating our own economy. Okay, so this is the mindset that I want every single person to adopt today. And I promise you, by the end of this training, my aim is to ensure that you guys have a solid mindset moving forward when it comes to Arise Academy. Now, great. Look, we have 57 people on this call. And the honest truth is this: every single one of you should be on Arise Academy. Okay, but like I said, I'm going to share the value of what it is Arise Academy can actually provide, what this can actually do with you, and some live results from what we had this week and the last week and the week before that. And, you know, some stories of some great people in the business that have been getting some great results. Okay, so let's dive right in. Now, I just want to put a disclaimer out there. As you can see in the middle, it says, I am not a professional trader yet, okay? And I am not a financial advisor. So everything that you're gonna learn today is solely based on my growth, based on my development, based on the steps that I took in order for me to understand what I know today, okay? And I am just a student of the Forex game, okay? As you can see on the right-hand side, I was actually really excited to share this image with you. This is when I actually graduated from university about 3 or 4 years ago. And I guess we all know the story, because when you go to university, what happens? You finish with a negative bank balance, right? But the most amazing thing about Forex is that you can finish and graduate with an MBA, which is a massive bank account, right? So guys, I really want you to be excited for this. And I really want every single person to take the value from what I'm about to share with you when it comes to this, this amazing product that we have with Arise Academy, okay? So now, the objectives, what are the objectives? I want every single person to start thinking goals. I also want every single person to now see what they need to do to actually get properly set up, okay? And then I'm also gonna take you through the chart and pinpoint some things that some people might have been confused about, and some people might even still have some questions today, okay? And then I'm gonna share some results in the team that's currently working as well. So I want to share something with you. Now, I remember when I got asked this question years ago. That question was, how much money last year have you made on your money? Now, that's not a question that anybody or everybody asks on a regular basis. And it really took maybe twice or even 3 times to ask that question for it to really blow my mind. Because look, the reality is we all have money placed somewhere, whether we have it in a bank account or we have it lying around somewhere. Guess what? We have money lying around somewhere, whether we own it or we don't own it. But the question is that money growing? The truth is no. Even if it's in the bank, is that money really growing? Although the banks say that they're going to give you interest on a yearly basis, is it really growing? And that's where it really hit me. It really began to say something to me that, Willis, you need to take a look at trading. Now, I'll be really honest. I was very skeptical. I was so skeptical, even probably till last summer. Okay, I knew that next Arise were going to come up with a product with trading. I really wanted to get into trading. I was even excited, but even till that point, I was still skeptical. I was still very nervous. I knew the possibilities of making money was great, but I knew that there was a possibility to also lose money, as they say, right? But without really understanding the mindset that you need to adopt in order to really jump into trading, you know, it's just going to be one of those things where you really look at, you know, things such as gambling, right? You look at the industry of Forex that's actually working for a lot of people, but you really see it as gambling because you know you can't process or do the things that many successful people are doing today. Okay, so and one thing I also understand is that many people fear what they don't understand. When you don't understand something, what happens? You fear it, you keep it really, really far from you, and you just look at it from a distance. Okay, and the problem with that is that you will never actually get to experience what these people talk about on a day-to-day basis when it comes to Forex. So I'm really grateful for the product that we have with Rise Academy. I'm really grateful for the results. I'm really grateful for the money I've made. But most importantly, I am so happy and I'm so grateful for the growth and the skill set that I've developed through this academy and through the amazing trainers that we have. Okay, so now these are just some regular stats that I want to share with you. Okay, so at the moment, just under 1% of people trade globally. Okay, and over 85% of people lose money due to a few reasons, such as mindset and proper guidance. Lack of mindset and proper guidance. These are probably the main two reasons why people lose money. Now, more specifically, there's the unrealistic expectations of earning, or even just depositing £50 in your account and wanting to make £10,000 at the end of 30 days. That's unrealistic, right? Now, I'm not saying that every single person has that particular mindset, but guess what? People want something for nothing, right? They want something in a short space of time without actually putting in the effort. And so the whole purpose for this is to really reprogram your mind so that you guys can understand compounding, which is another part of what I'm going to go through today, okay? And also not understanding what they are actually doing. If you can see on the left-hand side, you can see an example of, you can see, and you know what, this is actually my account. Now, it's not my real account, just to highlight that. This is actually my demo account, just to let you know that I still place trades, I still train. Look, like I said, I'm not a professional. I'm just like you guys. I'm still learning, but I've been actually able to master some stuff in my head to understand certain things. So look, guys, we think of trading and we want to make £800 in one trade. That will come. Just wait, be patient, okay? Look, as you can see here, minus £800, minus £177. As you can see, there are huge lot sizes on the left-hand side, okay? The only reason I'm showing this to you is simply to give you an idea of what I'm actually going to be speaking about, okay? So, now, the first thing I want to cover is the goals. I think this is really important. Every single person on this call has joined not just the Rise Academy, but has joined Next Rise for a particular cause and a particular reason, okay? We all join Next Rise so that we can change our lives. We all join Next Rise so we can make some money, live a better quality life, focus on our passions and our purposes. But I want to ask every single person, every 67 participants on this call, I want you guys to drop in the chat right now. What are your goals for Arise Academy? Why did you even, in fact, look, there's Next Arise. You've got all amazing products and services that you can go and process and make money off. But I want to ask you the question, why Arise Academy? Why did you do it? Is it just to make money? I really want you guys to engage in so that I can understand exactly what the mindset is. So I can see here, Kevin has said 50K by the end of the year. Okay, now that's great. Those are financial goals. I can see Faith said, learning a new skill. I can see make money and travel with your kids. Look, £200 a day. Okay, let's keep it going, guys. I want everyone to actually tell me what your goals are when it comes to Forex. Okay, what else do we have? We have 9K in 90 days. Okay, understand Forex trading meant 40 to 80 pounds a day. Okay, income from multiple sources, a minimum of £1,000 per month, £500 a day. I love that, Jay. Okay, we also have £100 minimum per day. So look, guys, these are all great. And keep them coming in, man. Let's be interactive today. I want every single person to participate. And do you know what? Before I even move on, if you don't have your cameras on, let's take the time to put all of our cameras on. I really want to be interactive. And what's even better is that Maylee's going to come up with a segment and is going to have every single one of you be more interactive. So it's probably best that you do this now so we can have as many people active as possible. So perfect. So I can see another one. This one really highlighted something for me. I can see things to do with uni and debts. Okay. Now, the truth is, without a goal, success is just a moving target. Tomorrow you're going to want 50 grand. The other day you're going to want £1,000. Another day you're just going to want to barely hit your break even. Does that make sense? But the problem is, because we don't actually have a goal or a desired target, what's going to happen is that you don't even know why you're trading. You're going to get into trades that you shouldn't be getting into. We have maybe 7 to 8 Arise Academy signals on a daily basis. But the truth is, you're probably just going to take all 7 of them. Now, what happens when half of them lose? Because it's the financial markets, right? Does that make sense? Sometimes the market goes in the way that you intend it to. Sometimes it doesn't. Are you now going to blame the product for it? No, it shouldn't be. It's simply your fault for simply not having proper risk management. But most importantly, in order for you to have that mindset to begin with, you have to have goals. It all starts with goals. It all starts with the desire that you have in the beginning in order for you to progress and really get some great results. As you can see on the right-hand side where it says this person has £400,000, and I claim that I have £400,000 in my trading account, you know, by the end of this year. Okay, so we're going to get into all of that, the affirmation side of things, but I want you guys to now think goals. Okay, think goals. How much money do I want to be making by a particular time? This is what's really going to allow you to focus and really focus and take this really seriously, because this is not a game. You really think Forex is a game? You can easily make a lot of money, but you can easily lose a lot of money if you don't know what you're doing. Okay, that's simply what I want to sort of begin with. You know, and I love the fact that you guys have had these goals, but now begin to write that down. Begin to write that down in your mirror. Begin to write that down on your, you know, on a sheet of paper, so that you can actually actively see this. Now what this is actually going to do for you, it's going to remind you of what your goals are, so that it reminds you that I really need to take Forex properly, seriously, and take it to the next level. Okay, so now this is a book. The Compound Effect is a book that I read many years ago when starting network marketing. And you know, this is probably it's the first book, and it's a really powerful book, and I'd really recommend every single one of you to actually take the time out and read it. I know we have your first year network marketing, but if you do get the chance to, please buy this book. This book is powerful. Okay, now the Compound Effect, as you can see here, is written by Darren Hardy, and it says this. You know, this is just one quote from the entire book. It says, the accomplishment of a goal is the progressive accumulation the progressive accumulation or compound effect of a small step taken consistently over time. Okay, so why do we want to make £5,000 in our first month with just depositing £500? Why? You know, why do we want to do that? That's the question that I had for myself. I asked myself many times, why is it that I want to make such a large amount of money in such a short space of time? But the truth is this, and I'm gonna speak about one of the posts that Stephen made the other day. Okay, Stephen TC5000. He made a post and he said something about increasing yourself 1% per day. You know, if you do that for a year, you're gonna increase yourself. You're gonna add value to yourself by 365%. Just by doing 1% a day. So this is the sort of mindset I want every single person to adopt. Really think a little of a lot. Really think, okay, great, I'm not making the 5 grand or the 50 grand that I'm making, but guess what? These small compounds over time is going to lead me to have success. It's going to lead me so that I can have the massive bank balance that I want eventually, so that I can create the life, so that I can now start to live the life that I want to dream. Okay, so now look, on the right-hand side, this is a Forex compounding chart, something that I've used, something that I've developed. Now, I didn't make it from scratch, but I actually found this and I was able to tailor it and in order for it to suit my needs. Okay, so I'm going to be taking you through how this actually works, so it can give you guys a clearer picture when it comes to, you know, understanding this is the type of money that I have to begin with. This is the type of money that I want to make eventually over a set period of time. And this is the strategy that I want to be using based on how much money I'm aiming to make on a daily or on a per trade basis. And eventually, maybe that would increase depending on how much you're risking at a time. Okay, so let me just share this with you. So this is the Forex compounding chart that I use. Okay, and I'm going to give you 3 reasons why I actually love this. Okay, now I'm going to show you a little bit of how it works. So the first thing is you really want to find out how much money you're willing to put into the account. Okay, let's just say you're somebody that doesn't have a lot of money, you don't have a lot of capital, and you say, do you know what, I'm still on fence, I still want to learn it, but I want to put £50 into my trading account. So let's just say you put £50 into your trading account and play around with these, and this is something I'm going to share with the team as well, so don't worry if you guys are just seeing it and you really want to know how this works, but you guys will actually get to use this for yourself. Now, let's just say that you're looking to compound your account or looking to grow your account by, let's just say, as it says here, 3% per day, or every single time you take a trade, you're looking to increase it by 3% at a time. Okay, now, as you can see here, that's £50. Now, I've just set this to a period of 90 days so that you guys can actually see that even in the space of 3 or even 4 months, because you know, as you know, on the weekend, there is no trading because the markets are closed, right? So this is to give you an example of what will happen with a £50 account compounding at 3% at a time, okay? So you can do this on a daily basis. You can say, do you know what? I'm not really willing to take the risks. I'm just gonna grow my account every single day rather than doing every single trade. This is what can happen. Look, at the end of 90 days, guess what happened? Your £50 now becomes £715. Okay, let's just take it a step further. Let's just say you said you wanted to deposit £500. Okay, the figure changes. £500 compounded over a couple of months, or in fact 90 days, it becomes 7,150. Okay, let's just say you decided that you wanted to lower your risk per trade, and you said, I want to do 1% per trade. Okay, again, it's the same thing. It's exactly the same thing. You'll make £1,200 over a period of 90 days. And it even shows you exactly what you should be making or what your target is on a per trade basis or on a daily basis as well. Now, if you move to the right, as you can see where I'm clicking, it even shows you here, it shows you the lot sizes that you should be using ideally per trade. So sometimes what ends up happening is that we're going into trades that you probably shouldn't be going into, simply because they are of high risks. And sometimes when Reese or some of the people at the office are doing the presentations or the trainings, they say use proper risk management. Now, this is what they mean by it. They simply mean you really want to use the minimum risk that you can possibly do based on the account that you have and based on the amount of money that you want to make. Now, as you can see here at the top, it talks about the pips. I'm going to cover the pips, so please, I want every single person to make sure that they get this down on paper, so write some notes so that you can retain this information, okay? So look, it's got the take profit, and then it's got the stop loss, and this is the amount of pips. So when you're aiming for a particular area of profit, you're only aiming for 10 pips, for example. Now, because the amount of pips or the movement is so small, you want to put your your lot size as 0.05, right? You don't want to go over that, because remember, your target is £5 for this particular moment, okay? So because the price movement is not that much, you want to do a lot size of 0.05. Now, let's just say you're somebody that doesn't really want to risk that much of your account at one time based on how the market is going, then that's fine. You can use the other example that I have here, which is 0.01. That's a very low risk trade. But guess what? That simply means in order to get the profit of £5, you need the market to move a lot more, which is 73 pips as an example. It gets even better. Let's just say it's going to go, in fact, it says 0.01 twice, which is probably going to be the same thing, but simply because there's no, you can't do any less of a lot size than 0.01. And so this is the reason why it shows the same thing. But as you can see, you can do this anyhow. But most importantly, if you all have small accounts when you're trading, you really want to take this seriously and really look at how you can actually go from zero or go from a small account and start growing your account over a period of 30, 60, 90, 120, or even 150 days. Depends on what it is. This can even be a yearly goal. Okay. And my personal goal, I'm going to share with every single one of you. My personal goal with trading is to go 6 figures this time next year. Okay. So I really want you guys to really start to think about what your goals are and really what you want to start off with if you haven't started. In fact, guys, I want you guys to also drop in the chat. How many of you guys have been set up with the Arise Academy, with the broker? How many of you guys even have the MetaTrader 4? I just want to see some responses. So put a 111 in the chat if you guys are properly set up, and put a 222 in the chat if, number one, you either don't have Arise Academy or you're not properly set up when it comes to trading. Okay, so far I've got everyone set up, which is great. Okay, just Friday, awesome. Someone's getting started. Okay, we've got another person that needs to get started. That's awesome. Perfect. So for those of you that haven't got started, for those of you that are not on Arise Academy, this trading is even better. It's even more for you as well. Okay, so I'm going to show you the rest of this. As you can see here, this even shows you your journal. So you really want to track how much money you're making. Yeah, great. You want to make £5 a day or £5 1 pence a day, but you can also track what you make and what you don't make so that you can document this. And you can go back to this soon and really start to see the journey that you had over time. Okay, so I'm going to be sharing this with the team. This is something that I use in my trading journey, and I really wish every single person can use this as well. Okay, so this is the compound growth chart that I use. Now, I'm going to talk about getting started, getting properly started, and I'm going to cover some key areas on the platform. I know that Jay and Natasha do a great job in presenting on Tuesdays and Thursdays, so I'm going to go over it again just to reiterate what they speak about on a weekly basis, okay? So there's a 3-step process. The first step is be enrolled with Arise Academy, okay? Be enrolled with Arise Academy. The second step is to get started with your broker. Now, I've put Vantage FX over there simply because that's my preferred broker. Some people, it's their preferred broker. We're also in partnership with Vantage FX through Arise, through NextArise. But you are free to still do your research and find out what broker is going to be suitable for you. Okay. And the last piece of the puzzle is to get set up with MetaTrader 4. Okay. So you really want to plug into Arise Academy for a few reasons. Number one, it's an online learning platform and it goes through a lot of course content. Okay, and you also want to plug into the webinars. Last Monday, we had a webinar by somebody who's been doing trading for 3 years. Okay, and this guy has made millions. In fact, he even shared a story of him making, I think, over £100,000 just in one day, just from one trade. Okay, and some other stories about how much money he's made. But look, if somebody has results, you really want to plug into that person. That's what I'm going to say. That's just what I'm going to leave with that. Okay, but what does the platform actually provide? Now, the platform actually provides an online learning guide so that you guys can take your journey from not knowing much about Forex and really taking your journey seriously and really starting to grasp and understand the whole concept. Okay, so if you go to services, in fact, what I'll probably do is go to library. Okay, and when you go to the library, you can see there's videos, and these are 3-minute videos explaining the main parts of Forex. So for instance, what is Forex? How to trade Forex, or how to choose your broker. Now, let's just say you didn't want to go with Vantage FX, then great. You can even look at this video and find out, based on certain criteria and elements that they've mentioned, what are the type of brokers that I should be looking for so that I can sign up to, okay? You've also got other videos which talk about how to actually trade Forex, you know, what affects the Forex market. And then you've also got what is a CFD. Then it continues on all the way to the videos, all the way up to video number 21. If you scroll all the way to the bottom, it shows you some of the webinars that we had at the end of last year that you can actually plug in and really take some great value from. Okay, now you're signed up to the product and you go to the course content. Let's just say you're completely brand new. What you want to do is, first of all, enroll. It says here go to course, but if you haven't signed up to the course yet, you simply need to go to enroll, and it will simply do the same thing. It will then have the course content, and it will simply give you some of the videos that I mentioned, but in a little bit more detail. Now, the maximum on these videos are 13 minutes. There's not been a video that I've seen on the platform that's longer than 13 minutes, only because, you know, the human mind can only be receptive to so much. And one thing I say to a lot of people is that when it comes to Forex, it's such a simple business model, but it can very easily become complicated simply because you don't know where to start and you don't know exactly what you're trying to understand from what you shouldn't. Okay, so really take the time to go through these course contents. Okay, it even talks about the stock exchange, how Forex even operates, you know, who actually trades Forex. You know, it even talks about the Japanese candlesticks, the trading terminologies, okay, the trading hours, and also technical analysis. And then as you go further, if you were to go to the intermediate course, it simply talks about some of what I mentioned, but even in a lot more detail. Okay, so I'm going to give you just a quick run through this so that you guys can actually see what I'm talking about right now. So look, it even talks about the time frames that people trade in. It talks about indicators when it comes to trading. Okay, it even talks about Fibonacci. Again, that's some sort of indicator, and this now becomes a little bit more advanced for somebody who's been trading and somebody who now uses this to their own advantage. Okay, so look, this is what you now want to do. After that, you then want to go to the quiz so that you can test your knowledge. Okay, you test your knowledge by simply going to the quiz. Oh, well, I mean, you're going to see my report now anyway. It says here I got 9 out of 10, which is great if you so yeah, look, you want to really test your knowledge so that you can really begin to feel more confident about trading. Okay, so not just that, but you then want to get started with the Telegram group chat. which is where the Arise Academy signals come from on a daily basis, 5 days a week. Okay, this is where we get to copy and paste the trade ideas from the educators that we have at Arise Academy. Okay, so to do this, you need to go to the icon, you need to go to the user profile. Okay, and you simply need to go to where it says Telegram channel. If you're doing this on a phone, it will probably be a little bit better, only because it will go straight to Telegram, and then it will take you straight to the Telegram group chat, where you can now begin to receive trade ideas on a daily basis. Okay, so those are the main things when it comes to the Academy. And what I'm even more excited about is the fact that we're coming up with some amazing things even in the next couple of weeks, and you guys are going to see. For those of you who are really active, stay tuned. And for those of you who are not active, this is the benefit. Now, what's the actual value of this? And I really want to touch upon this really, really quickly. But look, we have gold. We have gold at our fingertips, because look, I was introduced to trading quite a while ago, and I was very skeptical. And there are courses out there that charge you £3,000 just for 3 days to sit with a mentor. And sometimes they might even upsell you by saying that there's somebody that flew from Monaco, that's going to be able to train you, get one-on-one mentorship, just for their mentorship. You haven't even invested any money, but just for £149 per month, we actually get to have this at our fingertips. People pay thousands for what we have. So I really want you guys to really value the fact that we have this platform and really take this to the next level. Okay, so I've now covered Arise Academy. What I simply want to go over is the broker. Now, the broker is simply, let me just go back to the slide. Perfect. Now, put a 111 in the chat if you don't know how a broker operates, or what a broker is, or how to even explain what a broker is. I just want to see your responses really quickly. Okay. Awesome. Perfect. No problem. So look, I'm going to explain what a broker is really quickly. So a broker is simply like a middle person or a middleman. Okay. It's an entity that facilitates your trades on your behalf. So what I mean by that is they are a middle person. We have the MetaTrader 4, okay, that you can place trades. You copy and paste the trades on your MetaTrader 4. But who actually places the buy and the sell, right? You don't give your physical money to the banks, or you don't give your physical money to the institutes that deal with the financial market. You don't give your money to the stock exchange. It doesn't work like that. There needs to be a middle person so that they can make those operations for you. They have more access. In fact, they have the only access in order for you to place the trades. So when you're buying and you're selling on your app, yes, you're buying and you're selling, but it's not actually triggering anything. It's actually the broker that triggers it for you. Does that make sense? So think of it this way. It's a bit like an online bank. It's like a bank account where you have your money in that bank account, but guess what? Because of the orders that you're placing, which is buying and selling, all you're simply doing is telling the broker that, hey, I want to buy X amount of pounds and dollars. Hey, I want to sell X amount of euros and dollars. Okay, put a 111 in the chat again if that makes sense. I know there was about 5, 6, or 7 people that said they don't understand, but does that make a little bit more sense? Just to confirm. Okay, perfect. Great. So I really want you to process this in your mind. It's like a bank. They hold your money, but you tell them what you want your money to do. Does that make sense? Okay, so that's out of the way, and every single person should get set up on Vantage FX. It's really simple. You need to simply download the app on your app store. If you have an iPhone, or if you have a Google Play Store, if you're on Android, you can also do that as well and get started. Now, MetaTrader 4, you also want to get set up with that. Now, to get set up, again, you simply need to download this on your App Store or your Google Play Store. This is where you now need to connect your MetaTrader 4 to your broker. In order to do that, I really want you guys to pay attention to the emails that they send you, because they're going to send you some steps. And once you see those steps, you need to basically follow the steps. I will go through it today, only because of time. It's very simple, but most importantly, just make sure you go through the steps that they email you. They're also going to email a password for you that you need to simply use in order to get into your MetaTrader account. And then all the money that you deposit on your Vantage FX, it will simply reflect on, when it comes to the MetaTrader 4. Okay, so in fact, what I'll simply do now is give you a quick demonstration of how that actually works. Okay, if you give me 1 sec. Perfect. So look, once you download MetaTrader 4, you then need to go to where it says new account. Okay, and now let's just assume that you've already signed up to Vantage FX, or you've already signed up to your broker. What you then need to do is go to log in to existing account. Okay, now you then need to search for your broker. So you can see that there's many different brokers, but let's just say I was looking for Vantage FX. Okay, and the reason why I say you need to really pay attention to those emails is simply because they will send you a server number, and you need to make sure you log in with that particular server number. Otherwise, it's not going to work. So let's just say they email you and say you need to log into Vantage FX International Live 7. And that's the one you need to select. You then need to enter the code, the login that they send you, and then also the password that they send you. Once that's sorted, let's just say you deposited £500 in your Vantage account, it will then reflect here where it says 100,000. It says 100,000, but it will reflect on your account exactly what you deposited in that amount. Okay, does that make sense? Put a 111 in the chat if that makes sense, if you guys understand that a little bit better. Perfect, awesome, awesome, love it, love it. Perfect, perfect. Okay, so now I'm going to be covering, well, in fact, before I move any further, guys, don't you think this week has been amazing? Every time I see green, I just really get, I get really excited. You know, I start to see green, I start to see many Arise Academy. I know I've been taking them myself, as well as the trades that I've been doing, but this just really gets me excited. And imagine now when we have many other educators sending trade ideas, imagine what's that's going to do for your business as well. Okay, now I want to cover some things on TradingView just to clear certain things up. Okay, because I know TradingView, when you first look at it, it can seem very, you know, daunting, very confusing, overwhelming. In fact, when I first saw this, I thought you needed a degree in IT or software engineering to understand this. And that's the honest truth. But, you know, this is the reason why we really need to take the steps to understand sometimes just the basics in order for us to progress in you know, certain other elements, such as understanding proper risk management. The question is, what do I actually focus on? You're going to find out what you really want to focus on based on understanding some of the basics. So make sure you're writing down some notes, okay, because this part is very, very, very important, okay? And you guys should get to the point where you can now start explaining what everything means based on what I'm showing you, okay? So look, this is a chart, and this is simply explaining what price is, or what price is telling you at a particular time, okay? That's all this basically is, right? So let's just say this is on a daily chart. Now, every single candlestick is a daily. So you see this candlestick here, this is simply telling you what price did yesterday. And then the one before that is simply telling you what price did the day before that, and so on and so forth. You can change this to whatever you want in terms of, you know, the time. You can do 1 minute. You can do every 45 minutes, a candle every hour, and so on and so forth, okay? So now there's two things that you can do when it comes to trading. All we simply do is buy and we sell. All we simply do, we buy and we sell. The other thing is, when you're trading currencies, they come in pairs. So at the top here, you can see Euro GBP, which is the euro versus the pound, right? So one of them is called a base currency, and the other one is called a quote currency, okay? So the first one is called a base currency. Every time you see a currency pair, so you see one and another, okay, the first one is a base currency, the second one is a quote currency. Okay, now these numbers on the left-hand side is simply telling you the price, okay, that people are actually, you know, buying a particular, a currency for. So I'll give you an example. So it's basically saying this: for every euro, you can buy. Let's just say the price was where I've labeled this right now with my cursor. Okay, so for every euro, you can buy 86 or 87 pence. That's it. That's all. That's what this graph is telling you. For every euro, you can buy X amount of pounds, or sorry, X amount of pence. Now, if the price goes up, all that's simply telling you is that the euro is going up in value. That's it. Okay, so the euro is going up in value. Now, if the market is here where my cursor is and it goes all the way down, what do you think is happening to the euro? I want somebody to type it in the chat. What do you think is happening to the euro? Okay, anyone? Okay, so perfect, Zelf has got it. So every time the price goes down, the euro is getting weaker. It's going down in strength or in value. But what do you think is also happening to the pound? It's increasing. So it's basically an exchange. It's like a battle. Every time the price of the first currency or the base currency, every time you can see, let's just say it's going like this, right? Think of it this way. Look, every time the chart goes up, you know that the euro is getting stronger than the pound. And that's it. That's the basis of it. Now, if you can see the trend going down, all it simply means is that the euro is going down because the pound is getting stronger. So that's all it basically is. Now, why is it that we can actually buy and we can actually sell when it comes to MetaTrader 4? Okay. Now, the question was, no, I haven't bought any currency. So how can I actually sell? How does that even make sense? All it simply is that you're simply buying the opposite currency, but you can't buy and buy. It just becomes very confusing. That's why the platform has a buy and a sell, because although you're buying when the price goes up, okay, you're also buying when the price goes down. But the difference is you're just buying the pound rather than the euro, okay? Please put a 111 in the chat if that makes sense, if you actually understood what I just mentioned. Okay, perfect, perfect, perfect. Awesome, awesome. Okay, so that's basically the whole element of buying and selling. Okay, now the other thing I want to cover is when we talk about TP, take profit, stop loss, okay, entry price. What does that even mean? What do those terminologies even mean? In fact, what I would have done is shown you a live demonstration, but in fact, let me even do that. Let me give you a live demonstration really quickly. Okay, so in fact, let me just say this right now. If you're writing down some notes, write down that stop loss is simply to stop any potential loss of money when you're into the market. Okay, so let's just say I go to this particular currency and I'm entering a stop loss. Now, let's just say the market is moving up and down, and let's just say we're predicting the market to go up, right? But guess what? Let's just say you entered it at this particular price, right? Let's just say it drops back down to that price. Let's just say your aim was to make maybe £7 for that particular trade, okay? But you know the market's moving up and down. If the market was to move down, okay, and it goes through your entry price, what do you think is going to happen? You're going to go into minus, okay? Now, what happens when you don't have the stop loss? Let's just say we remove my hand. If you don't have the stop loss, it can go to minus probably your whole account. We'll just simply blow your whole account. So the reason why we have a stop loss is so that every single time the price goes up and there's movement, although we expect it to go to a particular area or go up in price, if it was to go back down, you have a safety net. It's just simply another word used for safety net. Okay, I hope that makes sense when it comes to stop loss. Now, why do we have a take profit? We have a take profit because we're expecting it to go to a simple, can you guys hear me by the way? Oh yeah, perfect, perfect. Yeah, a cutoff, perfect. So yeah, so the reason why we have a take profit is so that, you know, we expect price to be at a certain limit. So although the price is going to be fluctuating up and down, let's just say we don't know exactly where it's going to go, but we expect it to be at this particular point. Once it hits that particular point, your trade will close automatically and you will bank the profit. Okay, this is the reason why we have a stop loss and a take profit. You know, we don't just enter the market and just let the market do what it wants, but we simply have measures in place so that we can actually know if the market goes to this particular area, I'm going to take my profit. If the market was to go to a particular area, I'm going to lose my profit. But guess what? I'm not going to lose a lot of my profit because I've set proper risk management, or I've set a stop loss so that I don't have to lose my entire account. Okay, hope that makes sense. Put a 111 in the chat if that makes sense before I move on. Perfect. Awesome, awesome. Okay, so what I'm gonna also cover is the basics of support and resistance. Okay, so we have something when it comes to trading called support and resistance. This is simply where you put like an area on your chart based on what you expect or where you expect the market to go ahead. So professional traders, what they do, they don't just get into the market because they're so good and technically gifted that they know the entire market. No, they put things in place such as support and resistance. So if you're taking down some notes, please remember that support is to do with your floor and resistance is to do with a ceiling. If you had a bouncy ball or just any type of ball and you were to bounce it on the floor, what's going to happen? It's going to hit your support. It's going to bounce up. Now it's going to go all the way up and it's going to touch your ceiling. What do you think happens when it touches your ceiling? It bounces off the ceiling and goes back down. In very layman terms, this is what you call support and resistance. It's really your floor, which is your support, and your resistance, which is the ceiling. So now when you're going on the market, what you want to identify is a support or resistance so that it can give you an idea of potentially where the price will move, right? So I'm going to give you an idea of this right now. So let's just say we're going to use this as a resistance and we're going to use this as support. The reason why we use this as, that's an example of support and resistance is because we can see that as soon as the price entered this area, what happened? It touched that particular area, it bounced. It touched that particular area, it bounced again. And it touched the support. Then it went back up, it tried to break through the resistance, but then it bounced again. It went back through the resistance, then it went all the way to the floor again. And then it went all the way to the resistance. So this is where you have a strong level of support and resistance. And this is where you can now begin to think. If I'm now marking up the charts, what am I actually looking for? I'm actually looking for where the price might potentially move again because it's done it before, okay? This chart simply reflects what the market has done over a period of time, over the last 10, 20 years consistently. So whenever you're looking to do support and resistance, you're really looking for those key areas where the price has moved multiple times. So as you can see here, after what happened is that the price broke through and went all the way to the bottom, okay? And now you can see that there is no longer a strong support and resistance. So let's just say now you wanna look to create your own support and resistance. Okay, right now you can't really tell because this is a daily chart. I'm not going to go too much into detail, but what you really want to see is a particular pattern. The practice and the homework, or should I say the task I want everyone to do after this call when it comes to trading is go to TradingView. Okay, it's free. You can sign up for absolutely free and start to mark out your support and resistance. Okay, and start to post it on a group. Start to be proactive. Start to really begin to understand this. Okay, remember, this is a step-by-step process. I'm not a professional, but this is simply a product of what I've learned over the last couple of months when it comes to trading. Okay, this will really begin to start to train your mind on what you're actually looking for in the market. Okay, so I hope that makes sense. Put a 111 in the chat if that makes sense. Perfect, great, awesome, awesome, awesome. Okay, I'm going to cover last few things that I think are important, which is trend lines. In fact, I'm probably going to spend a few seconds on trend lines, right? A trend line is simply seeing where the market is heading. So let's just say here, what do you think is happening to this price right now? Okay, you can see that it's going down, right? It's a down trend, okay? On another particular, on another part of the chart, you can see that this particular area is an uptrend because you can see the price movement is going up. Does that make sense? So this is what you call the trend in the market, okay? And what I also want to cover is a pip, right? Guys, does anybody know what a pip is? Put in the chat if you know what a pip is. Okay, so, all right, no problem. So I'm assuming that everyone else knows exactly what a pip is. Is that right? No problem. Price and percentage, perfect. But I made money with it. Awesome, awesome. Okay, no problem. So look, let me explain pip really quickly. Pip is simply a unit of measurement. We only use this because we can't actually say that the euro went up by pound or a euro. Does that make sense? We can't actually look based on what we can see here on the left, on the right hand side. We can't actually say that euro has gone up by 0.8 of a euro or 0.9 of a euro or 9 euros. We can't even say that it's gone up or down by pounds. So every time you see different currencies, right? When you see different currencies, the truth is, how do you now identify what price is telling you or what movement is? This is the reason why we have pips. So if the market goes up, we simply say it's gone up by X amount of pips. If the market goes down, we simply say it's gone down by X amount of pips. So it's simply just a unit of measurement to tell you that the market has gone up and down. That's all it basically means, right? So whenever the Arise Academy chat says it's gone up by 50 pips, okay, we're not saying that the price or the market has gone up by $50 or $1 or £1 or $1 Canadian. We're simply saying it's gone up by 50 pips. You then begin to understand how much money you would have made based on the type of account or the size of your account. Does that make sense? So guys, look, please, I want you guys to really make sure that this hits home. Put 111 in the chat if that makes sense, okay? And you guys know or understand a lot better what a pip is. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Okay, the last thing I'm going to cover is risk management, okay? Proper risk management. I went over the graph and I basically gave you an example of how to do risk management. This is just one idea, okay? So let's just say you have a £100 account, okay? And you're trying to grow your account by, let's just say 5%, okay? So you have £100, you're trying to grow your account by 5%, excuse me, on a per trade basis, on a daily basis. Okay, this is the pip. These are the pips that you should be taking on a regular basis. So look, I don't know if I actually have it here, but hopefully I do. Perfect. Look, so when it comes to lot sizes, this is what the lot sizes actually mean. So for those of you that are playing with fire and you have lot sizes of 1 or 1.00 or 0.10, you know, just make sure that you're placing those lot sizes and really understanding how much money is at risk every single time you're going into a trade. Okay, so let's just say you have a £100 account, okay, and you're trying to go into a trade with a lot size of 1 or a lot size of 1.00. Okay, that's £10 per pip. You can even change this figure. It doesn't have to be £1, or sorry, it doesn't have to be 1. It can even be 2. The figure simply changes. It just simply mean £20 per pip. Okay, but just for the sake of this example, every time you place a trade with 1.00, all that basically means is that you're risking £10 per pip. What do you think is going to happen if the market goes down or goes in the opposite direction of what you want it to go, and you placed the 1.0 lot sizes? Okay, if the market moves down by 10 pips, you've lost your whole account. Okay, you've lost all your money. Does that make sense? Because you're risking too much at a particular time. Now, let's just say you have the same size account, £100, and for that particular trade, you're risking £1 per pip. Again, if the market goes down in value, or let's just say the market goes in the opposite direction of where you wanted it to go, you're risking £1 per pip. If that goes down by 10 pips, all you simply done is you've risked £10 every single time the market goes down. Okay, now if you're doing 0.01, as you can see here, that's 10 pence per pip. So every single time the market is going up or down, if it goes in your opposite direction, guess what? If it moves down by 10 pips, probably the most you're going to lose is £1. Does that make sense? And this is what we now begin to speak about when it talks about proper risk management. Use small lot sizes. Because remember, the whole purpose is so that we can compound our account over a set period of time. Okay, and before you know it, look, remember, you're not making the same amount every single day. You kind of are, but you kind of aren't, because your £5 that you made, okay, it's going to be now £110. The same 5% that you're trying to grow your account by, it's going to grow by a little bit more. Then before you know it, over time, it's going to compound and you will begin to grow a bigger account. So this is simply what we mean by starting to use proper risk management. This is just the basis and the foundation of it, so that now you guys can now begin to go on your demo account or your live account And even if we call out trades on the Arise Academy group chat, you know exactly how much lot sizes you need to use. You need to amend it yourself. You need to make sure you're using proper risk management so that you don't complain about, you know, a signal's gone bad, you know, a signal hasn't gone great. Oh, all the signals that I've placed on my platform, they've all gone to stop loss. Okay, that's not necessarily their fault. That's your fault for not using proper risk management or using the correct lot sizes. So hopefully that hits home and hopefully that makes sense. This is probably the last time I'm gonna ask you guys to do this, but put a 111 in the chat if you guys understand what I mean by the lot sizes. Perfect, perfect. And to answer the question, Lloyd, yes, you will be getting access to this growth chart so that you can start to use this for yourself. Perfect. Awesome, awesome, awesome. So this is what we mean by proper risk management. And I'm really glad that this really hit home. Like I said to you from the beginning, make sure you take down some notes because these are some key pointers when you're looking at the chart and when you're really looking to understand Forex or understand what you're actually doing in the market. And as I said to you from the beginning, the two reasons why people begin to lose money or they don't begin to get demotivated or they quit trading full stop is simply because they don't have the right guidance. And they don't have, well, in fact, they don't have realistic expectations and they don't know what they're doing in the market, okay? When you begin to know what you're doing and you know exactly your goals at the back of your mind, you know what the aim is by a particular time, you're gonna start to become disciplined. This is one of the reasons why I love this chart because it allows me to become disciplined with my choices. Now, if 10 Arise Academy trade ideas come in a group chat, can somebody answer me if you should be taking all of those trades, okay? No, okay, perfect. You shouldn't. Now, look, you absolutely can, and every single person can go ahead. Somebody said, why not? You should do, right? Go for it. That's down to your own discretion. But the truth is, look, you really want to start to become disciplined. The term discipline is really key when looking at this chart. You know, you really want to, let's just say you're looking to grow your account at a time. You don't really want to risk so much of your account at a time, then place one trade a day, or maybe place 1 or 2 trades at a time. Okay, don't place all of them because guess what? There's going to be other trade ideas every single day. Okay, so I hope this actually helped. That's probably nearing my segment done when it comes to, I know we have some questions. Let me just see. Okay. How do you pick them and how do you choose? I'm not sure what that question means, Ref. What do you mean by how do you pick them? Okay, no problem. All right, Raf, what I'll do is if you can maybe message me afterwards, I'll be able to explain that for you. Okay, so I think let me sort of elaborate a little bit more when it comes to the signals. Now, you are actually free to use all of the signals, but what I was actually, in fact, what I should have said is bear in mind that if you're going to be using all the signals, to use proper risk management and to be disciplined when it comes to taking the signals, remember that if maybe half of those trades at that particular time don't go so well, you're losing maybe 3 trades at a time and you've got the other ones running, then guess what? The other trades might go well, but you might not make as much money or you might end up risking a lot more of your account at a particular time. Okay, so the whole purpose for this is this. Look, you can even become more confident and say, I'm going to take all of the trades and they go and they go in your favor, then that's fine. That's great. There's nothing wrong with that. Just bear in mind that you really want to start to build discipline. And I think over time, when we go into other trainings, we're going to begin to talk about using or maybe focusing on a few currency pairs when it comes to the trading ideas. Okay, so I hope that makes sense. And I hope my segment when it comes to the trading view kind of covers up some stuff. Okay, so now moving on, what I actually want to show you is some of the results that we've been having. So for those of you, this is actually for the people that are not on the Rise Academy right now. You know, you really need to get on the Rise Academy. You know, these are the results that we've had this week, an 89%, an 87.5% win ratio. This is an example of the trade ideas that we've been having just last week alone. And you can see how many greens. We've lost only 3 trades. One of the trades we had to manually close. So this gives you an idea of the type of opportunity that we have, you know, so that you can make money on a weekly basis. Okay, And in fact, I'm actually going to share a few stories of some people that have been having some great results. This might even tie in a little bit more to becoming more confident and bold and getting external customers when it comes to Arise Academy. I know these two phenomenal ladies have been just killing it, have been smashing it. And when it comes to Forex and when it comes to just getting new customers enrolled to the platform. In fact, I really want them to share their story really quickly of, how their journey is going when it comes to Forex. In fact, what you found out about how you found this training would be a great one as well. And also, what you're actually doing in order for you to get customers externally. So starting with Steph, I'm not sure if Steph and Cora are together, but if Steph, you're there, do you want to jump on? Are you here?
Oh, hello. I'm here.
Awesome.
I'm here too, by the way, Willis.
We're together, it's just easier this way.
Awesome.
So for me, I actually was always interested in learning how to trade. I started a couple of years ago and I just joined whatever company. I knew someone that was doing it. He didn't really tell me that much, but I just jumped on and there was literally no training. I just paid to be a part of the Telegram channel, and I was working full time and I was not plugging into, like, I didn't even know where the videos were. Like, I didn't know, there was not one Zoom call. So I ended up losing money, as you would, and it put me off. And then when I joined Next Arise and looked into Arise Academy, and Jordan showed me all the videos, the webinars, the Zoom calls, and even since joining, when I decided to give it another go, I absolutely was overwhelmed at how much support we get. Like, for example, the calls with Jordan, the calls with Natasha, like even just from our own team, let alone just the Rise Academy, all the Markup Mondays that we now have with all our new experts. The support is there 100%. And that's what I say to people. If you want to learn how to trade, the tools are there. So if it's not working for you, then it's you. It's not the training. We have everything there. Even the short video explains everything we've got. And then in terms of sort of being able to get customers, I think it's just showing people. Again, social media is such a powerful thing. So, showing our results. I'll let Coral talk about it a bit more, but the Empowered Female Traders Tribe has been one of the best ways of kind of, we're like giving it to everyone. We want everyone to be a part of it, whether you're trading or not. And then the people that aren't trading, they see the results, they see the support, and it just gets people excited and they want to join the tribe. So I'll let you carry on now.
Okay. Hello everyone. So I have been interested in trading for quite a while now, but and I know a few people that do it, even my brother, and no one ever kind of showed me how to get into it, and it was all very, secret, and you had to be special to understand trading. And I actually was asked to be like the face of a trading company's course, and I was recorded like reading their training. And when I was reading it, I was thinking, trading's not for me. I'm never going to be able to trade. I don't understand anything that I'm reading. Some of these words I can't even read. So I kind of put it at the back of my mind until I joined Next Arise. And when I saw it was split into 3 levels, I think it was like the first thing I said to Jay was like, oh, it's like beginner, intermediate, advanced. So I was like, oh, this is great. This is just what I need to break it down into kind of really short, simple videos and manageable videos. So anyway, I just realized how incredible trading was. I decided to put £50 in and blew it. Luckily, I'd been referring people to Vantage when I'd been signing them up for trading. I had about £100 worth of free trades. So I had literally £1 left of the money I put in, and I had £100 of free trades. And I just started building it up. And the way I did it is I did 0.01 lot sizes. I sat there and I watched the trade. So if you find you've got a moment to just sit and watch, put in a 0.01 and you'll be able to start understanding how it moves by having the 0.01 lot size. Now I'm doing like 0.3, 0.4, 0.5 lot sizes. I don't get worried when I see minus £50 because I know that that's probably like, you know, 10p less or whatever it is. So start understanding on the 0.01. I'm telling you, that was just a couple weeks ago that I blew, like 3 weeks ago that I blew my account. There was more than £50 in it. I started profiting and then I blew it. Okay, and in that time, I'm now back up to £400 for my £100 free trades. So it doesn't take long to understand, guys, but start slowly. Even if you put £500 in your account, start on that 0.01, start getting an understanding. That's my biggest advice that I can give to anyone right now. So to get customers, well, actually, first and foremost, I can really recognize how important it is that we learn from each other. I could see Natasha doing incredibly well, Anna Maria, Glennis, and what I then thought is that actually we need, you know, there's a lot of men trading and there's not a lot of women, and you know, we need our own little space to just all support each other through it, because you know it is a man's world right now, and actually there's a lot of articles on how great female traders are. So I just thought of this idea so that we can all bring each other up. So it doesn't matter whether you're starting, whether you're in the middle, we're all there to support and, you know, rise up together. So that's going incredibly well. It's reaching a lot of people. It's even getting recognized. An account like had like 350,000 followers, like liked one of our comments on there and things like that. So if you've got any females, like guys as well, like if you want any females to come in here, please message me or Steph. We will look after them until they're 100. Ready to sign up. Once they're ready to sign up, you know, we'll sign them up for you. Just give us your business ID, because this group, you can put people in there and you don't even need to show them the presentation.
Can I just add there? I added my mum to the group yesterday and she's already told me she wants to start trading. Okay. So, and I would never really have thought like my mum would be like, even time wise and things like that, but it just shows you how powerful that group is, because we all inspire each other, and yeah, it's a great group.
Yeah, so that's kind of about it from me, but thank you, Willis. The training was amazing, to be honest. It kind of gave me a lot less to say because you really hit everything on the head. Don't run before you can walk, guys. That's how you blow your account. That's how you lose money. Take your time. If this week you do 0.01s all week, next week you could be doing 0.5 because you can fully understand what you're doing. You know, if you don't do 0.01 this week and you go in at, you know, 0.3, I would definitely not advise it. You're going to be coming and you're going to be crying, I don't want to do trading no more.
The compound effect, which Willis put, I remember you actually put it in the group a long time ago, and that's helped me. So 100%, I think that's the best way to do it when you're learning the compound effect. But yeah, thank you, Willis.
No, you wanted to say something there. Go on, Cora.
I was just going to say it's really important that you do get on the trading, because I'm not going and telling people about trading. No. I post my trades and I've got an Empower Female Traders tribe. That is it. So it's really, really important that you get good at it so that you can post your own trades. And actually, if you're not good at something, it's very hard to help someone else be good at it. So don't expect to be signing up traders and expect to see them doing well if you're not putting the effort in to do well.
Yeah.
You know, our goals are here and it's up to us to put in the action to reach there. And honestly, once you're doing well, people would start flocking to you.
100%.
That's it. Thanks, Willis.
Honestly, well done, ladies. I really applaud you for what you're doing right now. And I know you're really not far from the next position. So, you know, can't wait to celebrate you as well. We also have one more person. who's Kevin Galvez, ETL 1000, somebody who was very skeptical when it comes to trading. But today, in fact, I'm not even going to say too much. Kevin, if you're here, just share a bit about your sort of journey and really just spread the love, man.
Hey guys, hope everyone's well. Can you hear me?
Yeah, loud and clear.
Brilliant. Look, I'm going to be very honest. I think I got introduced to trading at a very young age, probably in secondary school. I was probably early to one of my classes. I saw my teacher do it, and I just said and he actually gave me a book called Rich Dad Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki. And he said to me about investments. I had no idea, but all I did was download an app called Plus 500, and I downloaded that trading application. And I believe it was the election times of Donald Trump and Barack Obama. And without any experience of trading, I invested around £200 to £300. And, I just invested blindsided. And as Donald Trump got elected, it went against my favor. I went from 300 to minus £400 in a space of 3.5 minutes. And that was my first lesson of how not to trade. And then I get introduced to Nextrise, and then I hear the fantastic news that we're launching trading. And I remember the first time I heard it from the co-founder himself, I slammed my hand on the table and I was like, I don't want to do trading. I had a bad experience. But how many of you agree that one bad experience doesn't mean, you shouldn't do it? You should learn from your mistakes. And since November till this month, I've just been learning. I've just been observing, literally observing everyone. And then I jump on a call a month ago on Natasha, who's a fantastic leader in Nextrise and a great example of how you should trade. And she makes 600 plus pounds in the space of 9 minutes in front of me in my kitchen. I could not believe it. I remember, after that call, I immediately downloaded Vantage FX, immediately got myself a MetaTrader 4. But can I be honest with you? It wasn't just I was moved by the income. I was moved by the simplicity of Arise Academy. And I was moved that we don't need to reinvent the wheel and place in, stop and losses and create the diagrams, because all of that looked like a heartbeat machine. I really didn't understand how it all worked. So for me, it was brand new. So when I actually understood the ideas that we're launching in Telegram, I just could not believe how simple it was. Did that make sense? I remember I started, guys, my trading journey wasn't like Willis and Coral. My journey started last week, Monday. And last week, Monday, my journey started officially in Arise Academy. And to this week so far, so Monday to Friday, I made a profit of £336.72 in 1 week with only investing on Monday a £50 deposit. And this is coming from somebody that was against it for many years because of Donald Trump, unfortunately. And I was just against it, but look, Donald Trump's not here anymore. All of these bad moments that happen to us don't last forever. So we're super lucky. You guys saw the percentage and success rate of 72% success rate. 95.
Yeah.
80, you know what? The numbers just scare me. 80, it's ridiculous. So my advice is this: if I can do it, you can do it. And I've got loads of stories. But look, the only story that I want to hear, and I'm assuming you want to hear, is your story. So look, just really plug in. Don't reinvent the wheel. Don't try and, if the terminology scare you, you don't need to jump off the Zoom calls, or you don't need to let that worry you. Just know that the reason they teach, the graphs and how to understand the market is just for you to really understand the terminologies, But the good news is, even if you're busy, you're working, you're studying, you have other ventures going on, you're busy and, with kids and etc. You don't need to be behind a computer 24/7. You can just read the Rise Academy ideas from our Telegram group chat, copy and paste it onto MetaTrader 4, like Willis has done a fantastic job in showing, and you can make money. This week alone, I've had over in my house, many of the leaders, Mr. Steven, Mr. Winston on the call. I've had many of the leaders on the call. And it's just been the funnest atmosphere, sitting down, seeing those graphs go up, seeing those pips make you money. It's ridiculous. I had a moment actually before I finished. I went to the barber, my local barber on Monday, on Tuesday on my second day of trading, and I sat down and I had forgot I had placed the trade. You know, I left my house, I placed a trade. I didn't put a stop loss. I was sitting on a chair. He's cutting my hair. And as soon as he finishes, I was reminded on my trade. I went and looked at my phone and I was up £62 in profit. I closed the deal. My barber looks at me, what are you looking at with those graphs? I didn't know you was into finance, Kevin. I said, neither did I. But I just made £62 on your chair. So I'm not even going to pay for your haircut. The gold is. He didn't understand it. He's not supposed to. You know, trading is not for everyone. You know, I need him. I don't want to show him trading. I need him to be my barber. So my advice is really utilize the ideas. Let's apply. Let's make money together. Who's ready for Monday? I definitely am.
I'm ready.
Thanks. And Willis, thank you so much for you and your guidance and your leadership, because I'll be honest with you, individuals like yourselves make it possible for all of us. So I really appreciate your training. Fantastic training.
Really appreciate that, man. Thank you so much. And yeah, thank you so much for sharing that. One thing about Kevin is that he has some really funny stories, man. This guy. But honestly, well done for the journey that you started so far, and I can't wait to see you go 6 figures with the trading, you know, and you're really close to your next position, and I can't wait to also promote you as well. So having said that, guys, this is my Instagram. Just in case we're not in the same WhatsApp group, I know we have different groups. Some people I communicate with on Telegram as well. But if you guys wanted to follow me or maybe send me a message or had any questions, feel free to do so. I'm always available. Guys, remember the disclaimer in the beginning. I'm just a student of the Forex game. Okay, as much as you guys are learning, I'm also learning as well. Okay, there's other amazing individuals like Anna Maria, who's been doing it for 3 years. Natasha, who's been having some great results in the last 5 months. Okay, you could also ask them. I will also be available to guide you and support you, or even just to ask some questions that you might have. And that's pretty much it. One thing I want to end with is this: start affirming your goals. We talk about affirming your goals. We talk about read your goals, write down your goals. But the truth is, we have Nexarise, we have the products and the services. And in fact, I'm going to be introducing the next speaker who's going to really go into detail when it comes to some of the other products. In fact, the new products that we have on the platform. Okay, but look, I'm so happy and I'm so grateful now that I have a 5 to 6 figure trading account by this time next year. I want every single person to take a screenshot, post that on the group, take a screenshot for yourself, write that down, put it on your wall, put it somewhere. Okay, this will really begin to train the desire when it comes to trading. Yes, we have Nexarise and we have such an amazing platform. We're actually blessed to have Nexarise. Okay, but this is also something when it comes to Rise Academy that you can now take your business, your finances, your particular goals to the next level. But remember, it all starts with a desire. You have to have a desire. You have to now begin to build that skill set so that you can begin to train yourself to remember, I want to make X amount by this time next year. I want to make X amount by this time next year. That's the desire part. Now, you now need to become disciplined. You now need to go into the market, whatever it is, copy and paste the trades, really understand this trading thing that people have said in the past, and really start to make it make sense for you by building up your skill set based on this training that I've shared with you this afternoon. Okay, and the best part about it, is this. Look, I have faith in every single one of you that you guys can go 6 figures or even 5 figures very, very easily if you guys remain humble and disciplined. So that's my segment done when it comes to Rise Academy. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope this really, really helped. And